Hi, I'm Steve from Pragmasis. We're the manufacturer of the Protector range of high security chains. This is a brief video about our DIB-Series D-Locks. These D-Locks are made for us in Taiwan in the same factory as our RoundLock. This is a proper motorcycle grade D-Lock with a genuine 16mm thick double locking hardened steel shackle. Now we offer the DIB D-Locks in two sizes, one 30mm and one 90mm internal clearance. Now, in common with all D-Locks, it is important not to use a D-Lock that is bigger than necessary, as the opening inside gives the thief opportunities to attack it. There are small bottle jacks that could fit inside this space if you give the thief the space to fit them into the gap. So filling that gap deters against jacking and levering attacks. So that's why we focus on the smaller D-Locks rather than generally the much larger ones. Now, there are lots of D-Locks on the market, but they're not all the same. This is motorcycle grade and it has Sole Secure Motorcycle Gold approval. So please don't think that locks that are just bicycle gold are the same. There is a big difference in toughness. Motorcycle gold is very different to bicycle gold. So beware of suppliers just labelling items as Sole Secure Gold. If they don't say which gold, you need to find out which one. Now, unlike some other D-Locks, this one doesn't have plastic internals that can be defeated far too easily. This has a hardened steel lock body inside this plastic shell and all metal components inside that. We actually worked with the factory to improve the design so that it could withstand a serious attack. You do need to ensure the key is pushed all the way into the lock. Since this lock uses a disc detainer type of cylinder, all of the discs need to line up in order for the key to go in fully. They normally stay in line, but a little jiggling will get them back into line if the key only goes in part of the way. Now, the ball bearings inside are spring loaded, so you do have to give it a little tug to get the lock to open. These locks are guaranteed impossible to cut by hand with even the huge 42-inch bolt croppers. And this lock is a good partner for our Protector 16mm chain or the thinner chains. We would not recommend it with our 19mm chain or certainly the 22mm because the D-Lock could be the weak point. It's all about having a balanced setup with no obvious weak point. These D-Locks are a popular choice for portable use with motorbikes with either a short 16mm chain or with a 13mm noose chain. And they're also popular with high-end bicycles, which often overlap in terms of value with motorbikes. This is our Protector 16mm chain, so this D-Lock is a good partner for that, as I said. So if I open it up, and now unlike our other locks, you typically use a D-Lock by looping two links over the shackle and then simply locking the lock. And there's a little dust cover to help keep the rubbish out. You get a lot of options with a D-Lock and a chain. This is the Protector 13mm noose chain. So we have a special end link on this chain that allows us to basically loop it around something like a lamppost and then run a single thickness of chain out to the side of a motorbike as an example. And then we would typically lock the D-Lock shackle through the frame of the motorbike, through the end of the chain, and then lock it all together with the lock body. Now, you should be aware that the 13mm chain is not officially recommended for use with motorbikes because a big enough thief might just be able to cut it with bolt croppers. But I would argue that when you're away from home, a 13mm chain wrapped around something solid and locked to your bike frame with a D-Lock is a far better deterrent than a 16mm chain that's still at home, or indeed a D-Lock or chain secured to nothing other than the bike. You can use these D-Locks with bicycles, either on their own if you have a bike stand nearby and can simply lock the bike frame directly to it without using a chain, or for home use with a chain looping through more of the frame and the wheels and onto an anchor such as our shed shackle inside a wooden shed or a ground anchor if there is concrete available, for instance. If you are locking a bicycle to a Sheffield stand, it is normally a good idea to lock through the rear wheel as well as the seat tube of the frame. You would typically need one of the larger sized D-Locks, particularly with mountain bikes with larger tyres and larger wheels, to have the space to be able to do that. Now, we can also offer these DIB D-Locks and our RoundLocks as key-to-like sets, when multiple locks are all opened on the same key. These happen to be keyed alike, so it makes life easier for us. That's a quick overview of the SFB DIB-Series D-Locks. There are more dimensions and other details and advice on how to use a D-Lock on our website. I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.